All right, so I am going to share my, let me open up.
Okay, we'll call the meeting to order and approval of the previous minutes if there's no corrections or additions. Motion on the minute,
So moved.
second.
Second.
Anybody opposed? Okay, thank you. Next.
I'll stop sharing and Maura, you can add your.
Okay. Okay. So this presentation will be of the IDA financial statements that were reviewed with the audit committee yesterday. So we will highlight again on the MD&A. As with the other two statements, the IDA will be issued with an unmodified opinion. So the first section of the MD&A, the financial highlights, we do want to point out that your assets exceed your liabilities by about $2 million. And this is even with the transfer of the loans from the IDA to the EDC, totaling $2.9 million. As we had discussed before, the cash that was transferred out totaled about $1.6 million, and the loan activity, which was net of any loan loss activity, was about $1.3 million. The required financial statements, there was no changes to this portion. So we have a statement of net position, statement of revenues, expenses, and changes in net position, your statement of cash flows, and the notes to the financial statements. The next schedule is the 3-year comparison of the activity. So the one thing to point out here is under assets, the restricted cash, you will see the current year does show as 0, and that is a result of the $1.6 million being transferred to the EDC. One of the other more significant changes for the IDA statements is the net pension liability. So for the current year, there is no pension liability. This started phasing out as the employee retired in 2018 and the employees of the IDA became county employees. So there is some deferred outflows and deferred inflows. As this information reduces, we will consider for next year running that activity through expense, and then the pension disclosures will be removed from the financial statements. Please switch to the next page. This is table 2. So this is the statements of revenues, expenses, and changes in net position. Again, some of the significant items that we highlight are the transfer to the EDC. So if we scroll down to about the middle of the page, you will see the $2.9 million being removed from the activity of the IDA, leaving the net position of the IDA at just over $2 million. The next piece is the statement of cash flows. Now, I just want to point out that this is only the operating activity. So this schedule historically has not included the revolving loan funds, which is where you would see the transfer activity showing. So this is only the operating portion. So the net change in cash and cash equivalents for 2020 was about $140,000. those were the main highlights for the statements. Within the notes to the financial statements, the pension footnote, if anyone is comparing the prior year statements to the current year statements, there was some information excluded due to there being no net pension liability. But there are other required schedules that have been included in the statements. Is there any questions on any of the key activity for the IDA?
Questions or comments? Thank you. Hey, just like to get a motion to accept the certified financial.
I'll make
So
a motion,
moved.
we accept this.
Second.
All in favor? Opposed? Okay. Next.
Yeah, and just as an FYI, this is our parish reporting. Again, very similar to our WCFDC and EDC of board members, governance, the reporting. Again, summary of financial information is from our audit, and then a majority of our reporting is in regards to pilot reporting. So we have to report all of our pilots on an annual basis. And Jamie, do you want to talk about this at all?
Similar to the EDC covers the loan portion, where the IDA parish report covers the pilots. So again, here's the exemptions: state sales tax, property tax, and mortgage recording tax. And then down below is you see the pilot payments, along with any job creation or retention. There'll be a later full report next month that'll be presented to the board on the job specifically and within each town as well.
Questions or comments on that? We have a resolution on that as well.
Yes, so let me bring that back up. So this resolution will approve both the audit and the certified financial statements. And the annual report.
Motion to accept the report.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Anybody opposed? Thank you. Next.
I just wanted to thank Chris and Mara and EFPR for all their hard work on this and getting these over very fast.
Yes, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Thank you, guys. All right, so our next resolution is to amend the annual investment report. Just changing this, it was originally a yes to a no, because our independent audit of investments does not include our annual report, and this is only required by state authorities, not local authorities.
If there's no question, a motion to accept that.
So moved.
And second.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Okay, thank you. Next.
Same as the previous meetings, we have at the top the IDA bank balances as of the 15th. Everything is very similar as of last month as well. Katie, can you bring up the loan pilot map?
Mm. Open that up.
Perfect, thank you. So on here are IDA's pilots and EDC's loans for the 2020 fiscal year. Each one has a bullet point for their actual property parcel. And along with each town, it's notated so it's easier to reflect. But this is able to show where our businesses are, we've been focusing on last year. And the blue pins are parcels that have both loans and pilots. Just for informational purposes.
I don't have any particular updates for the board. I think let's just keep moving and we'll get back into WEDC and go
Okay,
from there.
all
Okay, if there's no other business, motion to adjourn.
Make a motion to adjourn today's meeting.
Second,
Second.
we're adjourned. Thank you all.
right, so I will stop recording.